So respect your image. It's a key that people don't know. You can't just rock up looking like you don't care. Or at least you really want the money. You should look like what you wanna achieve. MsNIA here. You probably know me from Moyo Wines. I'm the other half of Moyo Wines. And yeah, I'm also co-founder of House 292. But as a whole, I'm a content producer. I'm an image consultant. Yeah, that's me. I work to leaving a legacy. I'm a visionary. I don't think 2 years, I think 10 years. I think when I'm dead, because I want to leave something solid for my son and for everyone else to do a case study on. There was this woman who did this. So it's for everyone else who's watching. I'm motivated by, obviously, my son, because I need to do good. I need to do well. God entrusted me with this soul, so I need to come through. And there's no way I'm going to make him suffer, because I got everything that I wanted when I was growing up from my dad. I never suffered. There's no way I could let something God entrusted me with suffer or lack. So definitely it's to leave a legacy, and for my son, building. The reason why Moyo Wines was birthed actually was because of the journey that I traveled with my girlfriends. From days where you're broke, you would buy a boxed wine and you would share it. You would have made it in life, because one is at Wits, one is at UJ, I'm at UNISA, so we're meeting up with the little pennies that mom and dad sent us from Zim, so you can't spend on expensive bottles. So as we grew now, another one is a lawyer, another one is a writer. Also, I've been practicing as a veterinary. Now the wine, they change. You're moving from boxes to glasses to bottles. And so with every change, that's how I grew to learn and appreciate wine. I felt like it took us, it knitted us to our journey, of sisterhood and sharing moments together. So that's what literally brought Moyo Wines here. It wasn't because I am so well versed about wine. No. I like good things. I like good service. I like people who pay attention as a consumer. So what inspired my business was to literally say, if I was to offer something to myself, if I'm expecting something from anybody, how would I like it presented to me? How would I like it brought to me? So I thought, okay, I sat down with a friend, she's another Moyo. We sat down and we thought, okay, let's do wines, Moyo Wines. Let's import wines, wine accessories, and we offer these services where it's not I don't want to say this, Tom and Jerry, where it's typical, where you go and you find the thing, but you need to go to a place and you feel so important, you feel special, you find something like a limited edition or an exclusive, because that's the type of thing that I really enjoy. So that inspired the business, bringing quality and bringing something exclusive to the people. We're looking into bottling our own wine, because now as you grow the journey and the brand, because it's hard to introduce something in Bulawayo if you're just there and you're like, I've got a wine. No. I thought the strategy was to first move come, introduce yourself to the people, show them that you're doing these wines, they respect the brand, you do your work, and then you can now bottle your own wine. They know you already, you're now a household name because of the work that you've been doing already, and then you can bottle your own wine. So we do all sorts of wine, from sparkling wines, which women love. Also, they would rather call it champagne. Yeah. We've got the dry reds, the natural sweet reds, the natural sweet whites. We've got the dry whites as well. So basically, we have all ranges of wine, as per your taste and demand. Unfortunately, I can't change much because it's all about people's mindsets. It's all about where you are. Because as you go to a different country and you present your business in the same way, it's accepted in a different way. People take it up quickly. But I'm here, Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. Slow to change. People have to warm up to you before they literally treat you like a household name. People have to know you. You have to be consistent for them to say, okay, cool. So also that is in itself is a lesson to be consistent all by yourself and give what you had promised from the onset. So that consistency and the giving, it also makes one a better person. So really changing a lot, it's like you want to change the whole nation, meaning you want to switch their mindset, but they're not exposed to that. It's not what was given. You can expect change if someone, say you take the whole of Bulawayo, you take it to New York and then you train them for a bit and then they come back. You can't do that. So you try to introduce something and hoping they can warm up to that thing and then they take it in. So you can only imagine and then present it. You can't really change much.
Okay.
There's a clip that I was listening to. Apparently, a son is walking with the dad, right? And then as they walk through the car park, right, the phone rings, and then someone says, the son is going for an interview. All the best, son. You will make it. You'll do great. He's working with the dad, but it's a certain CEO calling. So and then the question was, how are they related? I think it took over, I don't know how many answers were there, but only a few said that actually it's the mom, because it can never be the mom who is the CEO. Like, we're not seen in those kind of levels, you know what I mean? So constantly it's Moyo Wines will be importing and then it's like, ungap Moyo Wankona. The Moyo Wankona is definitely testosterone. It's a guy. It can't be a woman. You know what I mean? So there's still those kind of, I'll just say challenges. Yeah. Where we're expected to be still pretty in the house or make moves that are not so big, you know. But yeah, I like to want to own the titles and I want to do this thing crazy. So the challenges are sometimes you're not taken seriously. It's another woman's. There are so many challenges. You can never say, this is where it started. You figure yourself as you go. So me, it's like another Bible story of Jonah. Like I ran. Oh my God, I ran. I ran. But half of the time I knew that image consulting was part of me because of the way I dressed, the way I liked to carry myself, and the advice I'll give to friends and events as well, because I would entertain people and I would come through like with organization, planning and creating something coming to life. So left Zim after my A-levels. I went to SA. I studied veterinary, practiced it for a whole 7 years. I was like a doctor. Yeah, but when you know, there's always that thing that keeps coming back to you and you can't get over it, you can't ignore it. It keeps coming back. until the point where I was like, okay, cool. After my global trotting, I was like, okay, I'll settle down at home and I'll just give it a try. I'll just listen and I'll give it a try. So baby steps, but all in all, generally, with all my career choices that I had done, I learned a lot that actually prepared me for right now, carrying on the actual calling, which is the content planning and the events organization and the image consulting. Yeah. Everything is a strategy.
Okay.
Moyo Wines is an introduction of those two women that are trying to make it in Bulawayo somehow, finding a gap, right? And then it pushed to giving birth to House 292, where there's the Matebele meat. So we house it, meaning let's keep the money in-house. Now there are other things. Now that you're already out there, you can push your passion brand in there without having to break a sweat because you're already in the market. So umuntu was with, oh, na yanubani, oh, angaphi. But I like the way she dresses up. Oh yeah, I'm an image consultant already. Let's do this because that's my life purpose. Everything else is a strategy. It's like a chess game, literally. So Moyo Wines happens to be like the launching board. Okay, what's in Bulawayo? What's not in Bulawayo? How can we hit a market where umuntu waseKasi and the whites, they come and buy? Because we want everybody's money. You know what I mean? Where I can set up a table in Moyo Wines, it will work. Because Nama wines are catered to them. And then where I go to Zizuzonke and I'm setting up there, and I'm like, yes, darling. And I'm hosting this wine tasting. Usume abantu aba amazing. Already I am linked. So it wasn't I can't sleep Moyo Wines. Definitely, it's now a baby because it has grown so much into this, but it's not the one that makes my heart stop when it's not working out.
Okay.
I hope I make sense. And I had an interesting conversation with Mr. Okay, not name drop, but a prominent person here in Bulawayo, and he said our generation cries a lot. We're not creating spaces for ourselves. I was dumbfounded. He said we like copying the same thing that's already out there. How are we not creating our own spaces to say, this is what I do. I'm gonna rent out to this and I want you to consume the things that I love and put out. I found that very profound. That maybe we cry a lot and we don't do anything about it. We might have a lot of people working around with so much content and that produce so much content, but they don't have platforms to share it. Just like now, we have to create our own platform, which already is a country. We should be given these platforms to talk about our work, our projects, and people that are literally making moves. So there could be content. I don't want to be the judge, but we might be besting our brains with ideas, but we don't have enough platforms. I don't know who's not plugging us, or we're not plugging ourselves. I don't know. Many people just walk around not knowing what exactly they want. So you don't want to end up in hands where someone has to define you. So half of the people, some even die, not knowing they're doing, but what are you doing it for? Do you really love what you're doing? Okay, are you really a rapper, or maybe you're just like a singer, or do you have a good voice? Would you like someone to write the songs for you? Do you know what I mean? Some people are just in for the fame, for the money, so one has to know what they're about. That way, even as you sit down and have a conversation with maybe your manager or the people that are pushing your brand or a content producer, you know exactly it's related, it's put out there. No one has to crack their heads and say, I'm not too sure. Do you think that is him? No. I must walk in that room and you know exactly what I'm about, and what, even as I sell myself to you, I'm selling myself, and I know exactly that it's what I want. So some people just come in and they are blown away. They're easily blown away. Like, oh yeah, this is the new wave. This is the new wave. You can't be a screw and then depth, and then, you know, you have to choose one battle. So also, content producers need to listen, help the person out. I mean, if you've been if you've been exposed to meeting and mingling with so many people, you should have like some kind of set question, a template, where it will direct you that, okay, this is how this person should go, or how their journey should go. That way, empower them, help them know more about themselves than just taking them for a ride. Because some people will take you for a ride. Because I could see something that you don't see in yourself, and I would definitely be like, no, you know what I mean? And then I would just use you. So unfortunately, people are there for the money, and it's never about what, at the end of the day, the roles that we play in this life. So we need to listen, pay attention, help, and definitely know yourself. Before you put yourself out there, just know yourself so that you don't sway.
Yeah.
I'll quote this from a dear friend of mine who was just being interviewed, and he was commenting on journalism, that now it's the students, the fresh out of school, fresh out of varsity, the interns that are going to attend shows. And then they'll come back to the office, maybe submit their whatever they compiled to the head editor. The head editors are in the offices. They're not seeing the work that's put out there. Meaning they've experienced, their eye is different. But you can't rely your whole information on an intern who is not a held hand. You know what I mean? Every child needs someone to hold hand so that you know you're stable enough, you're strong enough to walk. And we can't rely on a press release, because that's like a skeleton of what I think the event could be or would be. But what happens at the actual event? Are they there? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But